well to connect to our LM models. In fact, in some scenario, when we want to connect to external knowledge and to better response, or in some scenario when we want to implement the RAG framework, so this framework can be very helpful. The other framework we can mention about the Megatron LM. So this is mostly is related to GPU optimization. I haven't a chance to work on that, but it's good to mention that here, so that's why I consider one slide for this framework. I had a task in my work to generate, I think, 1,000 short description for 1,000 text news. So at the time, I used Hugging Face, the regular model. I think it took maybe 7 hours or something like that, but I used VLM, so it's like 5 times faster. So the VLM framework is very helpful for the text generation, because this model, they propose a new method. They mention page attention method. So we have optimized the memory. So if we in some scenario where we want to work on any text generation, the task, so VLM framework can be helpful for the fast generation and to save the memory. So the other interesting framework I can mention that about the Llama factory. I think just released last year, if I'm not mistaken. So we have many options to work with this framework. Of course, we have 2 versions. One version is API version. We can also connect with our framework, or we can use the web interface version. So we easily have make a config to consider and use different fine-tuning method, LoRa or QLoRa, or we can cover different LM models, and also as we can see, so we have many options. We can consider different epoch or change the learning rate. So this is the other interesting framework, especially for fine-tuning. The other interesting framework we can mention about the OpenRLHF. So one of the interesting and practical techniques is RLHF. So especially so after fine-tuning, how we want to see how is the performance of the behavioral model after fine-tuning. So also this framework can be helpful for RLHF scenario. Sometimes we access different GPU or different source. There is a framework, RAG AI, if I'm mistaken, RAG AI. So this framework, when we work on the multi-GPU, it can be helpful to better and to optimize the source and the memory. And the last framework I would like to mention that LM Studio. So sometimes we don't want to use the ChatGPT, or sometimes we don't want to use any online interface, like LM interface. So we want to, or we want to have an offline environment, or we want to just explore and see how is the behavior different LM models. So LM Studio can be very helpful for us in this scenario. It's very easy to work on this framework. So